Okay, the best way to talk about Fantastic Four is to go back in time, 1984 to be exact, when David Lynch, visionary director, gave us Dune. At the time, everybody was angry. This movie sucks. It has absolutely no relation to Frank Herbert's source material aside from the names. This is just Dune in name only. It's lacking the essence of what makes Dune so incredible. But upon subsequent viewings over the years, all 850 billion versions of the film, people began to develop appreciation for it. It's probably in my top 15 favorite movies of all time. Because after a while, you watch it, and you begin to appreciate the aspirational quality of it. You understand that this is like a grand, beautiful mess that actually was trying to say something. No such luck with Fantastic Four. No such luck at all. Fantastic Four is one of those films where you have to wonder if people who wrote it, greenlit it, actually cared at all about the material whatsoever. I walked into Fantastic Four basically like, okay, you know what? This is going to be a what if. Yeah, like, Marvel has all those old school what if issues. I'm like, okay, this is a what if film. Cool, great. I'm like, what if I never went to see that shit? It was just so, the first few minutes were actually pretty good. I'd say the first 38 minutes were actually pretty decent. And then there was just like a switch. It was like, no, and it just fell apart. And it fell apart for multiple reasons. None of the cast was likable. Every single one of those primary actors are great in their own material or other material, but together it became like a negative charismatic void. No one was likable. I cared about no one. It was just like, what are you even doing together? And it was so grim and serious. It's like, it was like sub-Nolan grimness. It was just, I almost don't want to waste the time to give you this review because I don't want to shit on the movie because I actually like Josh Trank, kind of. I thought Chronicle was pretty decent. I didn't like, of course, the black dude sacrifices himself for the white dude or whatever. How, black dude died. Of course he died. Also, the way that Chronicle was written, you can pretty much tell point to, other movies that it ripped off. And same thing with the direction. Tetsuo! White boy Akira. But it was an enjoyable take. It was like not a redefining of superhero mythos like, say, Unbreakable was. But it was something like, okay, you know what? If Josh Trank goes in this trajectory, he's going to be somebody to watch. He has something to say. He has a vision. But I'm wondering who gagged him and blindfolded him while he was making Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four is one of those films. You know how when you have to sneeze, you're like, and when that choo hits you, just like, oh, thank you, Jesus. This was just this film was one elongated pre-sneeze with absolutely zero relief. It was like a counter-orgasm. It was like, God, just the effects alone. Do you remember old school Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future? That's how bad the effects were. It's like, oh my God. It was like every piece of shitty previs from Spielberg's AI, and that was Doctor Doom. There's so many things wrong with this film, but the thing is, I don't want to crap on it, is because, actually, I don't want to, but I wasted a lot of money. You think about parking, and then food, and then admission. Well, I didn't have admission because I got into a free screening, but it's like, that's a lot of money and time that I'm never gonna get back. The story itself, it's just, there was no fun in it. There was no light in it. Fantastic Four is like the screwed up, cosmic, dysfunctional family of the Marvel Universe. And I don't think you can do Fantastic Four on film. This is the third attempt to reboot, or not to reboot, to introduce the Fantastic Four into the comic cinematic lexicon, and it didn't work then. And it makes me wonder, can Fantastic Four work? I don't think you can do a really good FF film. I think you can do a really kick-ass long-form television show. It's just too weird to be contained within 2 hours. But we need that. We need that weirdness. Everybody always tries to cite, hey, Guardians of the Galaxy did the space weirdness. I'm like, I absolutely hated that movie, so you're not convincing me on that part. I'd like to give it 1.5 stars if I had a star system, because there were some actually really good ideas in there, but every time an idea got to a point of execution that you're like, oh, they're gonna go down this road, and it was like, no, we're gonna go off the cliff instead and crash and burn and kill everybody in the car. So yeah, see it. I mean, I would say see it to form your own opinion. See it on the whatever is your cheap day in your neighborhood movie theater. See it if you do drugs. Maybe get high. Might have a different take on it. Maybe drink. I don't know. I don't drink or smoke, so I wouldn't know. But part of me thought, man, if I was like really, really high right now, this might work. There's some weird other subtext in there, and also, I mean, my biggest complaint. I mean, out of everybody in the Fantastic Four, the Invisible Girl is probably the most powerful, and poor Kate Mara was relegated to being like, I mean, sub two-dimensional character in a way that was almost offensive. But that's really it. I mean, I can only crap on films for so long because, I mean, it takes a lot of energy and time and work and money to bring somebody's vision to the screen. I'm just really hoping, that this doesn't ruin Josh Trank's career, because the guy has something to say. And I really hope the actors and actresses in the film don't really, don't catch too much flack, even though you've seen some of the racist and misogynist interviews that they had to deal with. But Fantastic Four was probably, I mean, it was worse than Thor: The Dark World. I mean, this movie, yeah, man, this movie sucked. I'm sorry.